Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about building domain authority so that Google will trust your site more and put you higher within their rankings. The concept here is pretty simple. Maybe you're a donut shop in Dallas. There might be 10 other donut shops just like yours that use the same keywords on their website. So when someone types in donut shop in Dallas, Google has to decide who comes first, who comes in the middle, and who comes 10th. The way that they do this is by looking at the domain authority of a site to determine which site probably has the highest quality of content. So the first thing that Google looks at when determining the domain authority of a site is links. They'll look at the amount of times people on other sites have directly talked about your website. It says to Google, this site has something worth seeing, and that's an endorsement every time someone links to you. There are a few things you should do to build the inbound links to your site. If you're like most people, maybe you have very few or no links today. You'll want to start with the easy things. You'll want to start where it might be the quickest return. The place I usually recommend is friends and partners. If you have close friends who have blogs or they have personal businesses, ask them for a link. Ask if you can be on their about page, or ask if you can have a link in their footer, or if they can mention you in a blog post. Those types of things are quick ways to begin to build your authority with Google. You'll see immediate results. The second thing you want to think about is blogs. In almost every industry, there are hubs where people talk about things that are happening in that world. So maybe in the donut shop industry, there are people talking about dining or breakfast diners in town. You want to find those blogs, find those communities, and begin to engage. Don't ask for a link right away, but look out for opportunities to really contribute to the community. Respond to questions. Ask questions in the comments. Begin to engage. And finally, maybe ask them if you can do a guest post. And at the end of that guest post, link back to your site. Those are the types of things that over time begin to build the authority and the links back to your site. Think about directories. This is another easy one that you can begin with right at the beginning of at the launch of your site. There are oftentimes online lists of businesses, lists of websites, lists of services in an area. These are what we typically call directories. A couple big directories to think about. There's one called DMOZ, D-M-O-Z. You can look that one up. It's a free directory. You can also look up directories at Yahoo. There's a directory there. That's a paid directory. But those directories will link back to your site. And then in each individual industry, there are typically hundreds of separate directories that list businesses like yours. Look those up. Request a link. It could be a big help at the beginning of your site launch. The fourth thing to think about is creative content. And this is really your long-term strategy. As you're building out your site strategy, think about ways to put content on your site that's going to grab the attention of people who are reading it. When someone sees creative content, they immediately want to talk about it. They want to show off on what they've found. So make it easy for people to show off your content. Bloggers will begin to talk about it. You'll have people talking about it in other local businesses will begin to talk about it. Do something shocking. Get the press to talk about you. Those are the ways that you can begin to build your authority over time, and it makes a really big difference. The second thing you'll want to think about is social sharing. So over the last 4 or 5 years, obviously social media has absolutely exploded, and Google has kept up with that trend by looking at social media as one of the primary factors of trust in a site. So the more times people have directly mentioned your site on their social media sites, the more often Google is going to trust you to put you at the top of the results. Think about putting sharing icons on your website. This is becoming more and more common, but many people still miss it. You know, almost everybody has links to their Facebook, links to their Twitter, links to their YouTube, but take it a step further. Actually put little buttons that allow people to like your content, or allow people to +1 your content on Google+, or allow people to tweet your content. Put those icons on there. It's really worth it, and it can make a big difference in your overall sharing. Think about sharing your content internally. This is an easy one to do, but a lot of people miss this as well. They'll talk about their content generally, but they never actually put a link on their Facebook or put a link on their Twitter posts. Put those things in there, and it'll tell Google that your content is worth seeing. It's another little factor that you can use to build your domain authority. Content's a huge one. When you're putting up content, think about it from the perspective of a social user. When you're putting up a blog post or you're putting up something that you want people to share, think about whether or not you would share it. Think about how likely you'd want your audience to see that information. Make it interesting. Make it crazy. If you're a donut shop, go to the inner city, give away 1,000 donuts, document the whole thing, and put that up as a blog post and a video. You'll almost certainly get social shares as people are inspired by what you're doing. They'll want to look relevant, put your information on their social profiles. The final thing to think about is talk about people. Talk about people that you know, talk about people that you don't know. Rank people, talk about the top 10 people in your industry, or the top 10 people who have influenced you, and then tell those people that you've talked about them. So maybe reach out directly and say, hey, I wrote a blog post about you, or I just wanted you to see it. If you like it, feel free to share it out or mention it on your Twitter or Facebook. Those are the ways you can begin to build your social domain authority, and they can make a really big difference. So think about links, think about social sharing. Most of all, be creative. Think about ways that you can get attention and get people talking about you online. If you do that, you'll see increased rankings. Google will begin to trust your site more. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Check out my other videos on SEO fundamentals. Happy SEO.